I am so glad you are here. I'm Liz. This is my special guest, Mary. And this is It Is Alive on June 17th, 2026. Let's bring in our fabulous Instagram folks. Hey there. And I have so much to tell you about. I am so excited for today. There's so much fun stuff that's come in. First, of course, what are we drinking? Well, I was drinking a hot chocolate because I had to stop at the bank and they do a little charity thing, and I always get the hot cocoa and a cookie. It's delicious. But I drink it all. And here is the what are we wearing? I've got this beautiful faceted labradorite. Oh, look at that reflection. And this gorgeous tiger's eye. It's a gold tiger's eye. It's fabulous, set in sterling silver. They're just lovely. And I'm going to say it again. If you like your sterling silver jewelry, buy it. The price for silver has tripled. Buy what's here because I'm watching the prices slowly increase. It's going to get there. It's ridiculous. Next is what's going on. Here's my crib sheet. What's going on? Tonight, Herb 3 class. Yes, we're doing it. Herb 3 class. Very excited. Herbs year 3. Last night was year 1. We had a blast. If you are interested in getting involved in the herbal program here, it meets for weekly for 9 months for 3 years running, depending on how many days off we take.
Right, exactly.
For bad weather, etc. And next year, it will be on Wednesday nights for year 1. So join us if you'd like. You can sign up anytime. And it's early enough that you can work out a payment plan so you're paid in full by the beginning of the class. Yay! Sunday, this coming Sunday, the 21st, Reiki 1, that class is definitely happening. We're going to have a blast. That class is always flexible in time because it depends on how many individual initiations we're doing in that class. That lengthens the time a lot, frankly, per person. But a couple hours of classroom time, meditation and attunement time, and then an hour or more of practice time is how we do it. It is always fun. Join us if you'd like. You can sign up again online. The QR code is for the events that we have coming up. At 3 on Sunday the 21st is the children's story time. And I say children, but aren't we all children at heart?
Yes.
And what is guided meditation but grown-up story time? Do not be embarrassed if you'd like a little time out with someone reading you a cute story. Are they simplistic because they're children's books? Yes, they are. But they have pretty pictures to help you with your guided meditation. So join Jamie in here in our classroom and gallery, and you get a story or two read to you. It's fun. They're all from our kids section, and I just think that section is really nice right now. And that's meeting every Sunday at 3. On Friday, the 26th, so a week from this coming Friday, we've got full moon. So if you want to come celebrate the full moon, robes are encouraged. We ask everybody to bring something to drink or eat to share, like a bottle of juice or something. We have a great time. It's always fun. Join us when you would like. On Saturday, the 27th at 3, Adam's most popular astrological class, which is magical astrology. Chef's kiss. It is a by donation class, so you'll see some suggested donations when you click over to it in our events tab. That's going to be true for all the donation classes. And the next day, Saturday the 28th, is Reiki Share. If you are a Reiki 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, just come and play and chat, and we'll have fun. At 3, again, is story time. And at 4 is SU's Palmistry 101 class. If anybody can think of a creative name for that class, let us know. But we that's just kind of what we landed on. It's a convenient thing to call it for now. But that's at 4. He's a very good reader and an excellent teacher. You will have a blast. It's another by donation class. Saturday, July 4th, we are closed. We traditionally close for our founder's birthday. Happens to be a holiday here too, but it is our founder's birthday. In fact, I will be at his place that day celebrating. Sunday the 5th will be opened up again, and at noon we'll have Gateways to the Gods. That is our entheogenics class. You get a sample size of the entheogen to try if you'd like. We talk tech, we talk mythology, we take a little break, and then we go on a guided meditation so that you can push that beginner dose as far as you can. So figure out whether or not this is an entheogen you want to work with going forward. Last time, what did we do last time? I had a great time last time, but I forget what herb we did. I think it might have been Sinaquichi. Was it? I don't recall. But maybe African Dream Root next time. I love African Dream Root. 3 o'clock, of course, story time. Why? Because it's a Sunday. Saturday the 11th at noon. This class doesn't have a title yet, and I don't have a description for you yet, but you might have heard of the local author who writes under the name Emrys Abner. His first book came out last year. It was Solomonic Pentacles. We have recommended it heartily. Why? Because we have his pentacles here, and we have his altar plates here. They are fantastically made, meticulous, exacting. He does a great job. And he will be here to teach a class on Solomonic magic and all the things he's been researching and working on for his next 2 books, one of which is his and one of which is a collab. I am very excited to see them come out. They're going to be wonderful. First one's going to be out sometime this fall. Expect a party, because how do we resist a party on that? On Saturday the 11th, we will also have Eshu's American Folk Magic class. Now, I recognize I'm telling you guys the 4th, but I did look at it today and went, oh, wait, that's July. We can't do that on the 4th. So we bumped it a week to the 11th. Thank you, Eshu, for your flexibility on that, and all you guys, too, for that matter. Sunday the 12th at 10, before we open for 1 hour, and only 1 hour, we have an Intro to Gardnerian class. It's a discussion group. I think, actually, that one's going to be the tarot party or divination party. Everyone's going to bring a divination method. We're just going to play for an hour. Should be fun. At 1 o'clock on Sunday, the 12th of July, Tea and Tarot with Raven Wolf that month, I believe. And at 3, of course, story time again. The other big event I can tell you about is get your tickets now, please. Black Willow Starling, award-winning pagan singing duo, is coming into town. It's $15 per ticket. It's nothing really to get a set of music from them here in the area. You can come earlier in the day if you want. Browse, shop, whatever. Go grab dinner at Francis Burger, which is a vegan burger place, or any of the other places in the neighborhood. There's all kinds of Ecuadorian, Mexican, there's Holy Land. There's all kinds of really great cuisines to taste around here. And then come back when we close up at 6 for a fantastic concert. And the last note on here I have, and it's always on here, is parking. Yesterday was the neighborhood parade, which is a small town parade in a big city. I love this parade for the kitsch, for the entertainment. It's a fantastic parade. But you couldn't park in front of our store after about 4 p.m. Or 3, something like that. So everybody had to go park in the church parking lot. St. Clement's worked out great for everybody. I recommend parking in St. Clement's parking lot. Easy to find. So you don't have to remember where you parked. You had to park on a side street. And there's no time limit. Can't park overnight, but there's no time limit while you're in the neighborhood. And it's right off of Lowry Avenue. And it is about halfway down. It's about halfway west of Central and Lowry on the south side of Lowry Avenue. So it's really easy to find. You are naturally going to park very far away from the church because it gets you closer to us. The church members are naturally going to park on the opposite side of the parking lot to you. And you're all of about a block's walk from us. It's really not far at all. Half a block to get to Central, half a block up Central to get to us. So I highly recommend that. But now, oh yes, and readers, when are they here? The schedule got juggled a little in the last few weeks. So here's what's what and who's who. If you are looking for a reading from Eshu, he is here on Wednesdays, the whole day. That's today. He's here all day, noon to 6. Saturday, he's here from noon to 3, the first part of the day for us. And on Sunday, he's here all day. Daryl, who does the oracle readings, is here on Mondays from 12 to 2, Tuesdays 3 to 6, Thursdays noon to 3, and Fridays 4 to 6. Margaret is only here on Saturdays from 3 to 6. She's an amazing reader as well, but she gets the least exposure, so I like to really talk her up. Fantastic reader. If you're looking for a reading from her, if you want her perspective on things, definitely come the latter half of our Saturdays. Morpheus does dream interpretation from noon to 6 on Mondays. Really good. So if you're stumped on something you've had in a dream and nothing you've looked up makes sense, come see him. It's worth it. And then, of course, Raven Wolf is here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays noon to 3, Thursdays 3 to 6. And he's amazing too. Let's see. Raven Wolf and Eshu do tarot, and Margaret do tarot. Daryl does an oracle set. Eshu also does palm readings, and Morpheus does dream interpretation. There, I think I got it all out. So let me show you some stuff that came in. So probably Daryl is one of our readers. I've mentioned him recently, haven't I? Yes, just a moment ago. He also is a maker. He is an artist. He puts things together, makes very cool stuff. Some of it's very simple, some of it's very elaborate and intensive. And he does a lot of shows. So you may have seen him at a local fair. He just came back from a Norse event. He had a great time. But he said, I'm not doing a show for a little while. What more do you want? I said, well, what more do you have? And he went, well, we'll bring stuff. So we're getting this stuff out today. But look at these dragons. Look at, aren't those cool?
Those are so cool.
They're $10.
Oh.
They are, I think, bargain price for what they are.
Yeah.
And I think that because he did a little survey and other people were selling them at some of the events he's gone to for just a little more.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
they're a great price. He is also making these clay pentacles now. $5, by the way, for this. I think that's a great price on that. Still coming in with pendulums, but we needed a thorough restock. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that have come in. This is not all, but it's a few. Let's see what else I can pull out of here. Oh, this one, I like this one because it's got the little dragon at the top. Look at that little guy. Isn't that beautiful? There's a whole host that have evil eye beads sewn into them, strung into them, so that you get all kinds of, this is a very Norse themed one.
That is really cool.
I love these.
Yeah.
He didn't have as many of these as he did the last time, so we don't have quite as many as we did. And then if you're like, I don't know. I want to try a pendulum. I'm not sure what I'm going to really use it for. I'm just insecure about it. I don't know. Is it really for me? I'm going to tell you, give it a try. But if you're not sure, we've got affordable pendulums. And some of them now are coming from probably Daryl. And yes, I am delaying because I'm trying to untangle them all. We got them from him yesterday and they were quite tangled. Well, I'm going to show you this one. That's what I'm going to do. There's one. Yeah. And these guys, they're coming in at, this is another one that's attached to it. So the silver chain is the red one. And then there's this other silver chain one over here.
Let me untangle this.
Oh, that would be lovely. Thank you. And these are coming in at how much? I think they're 10, I think. What does that SAG say? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, they're $10. And it's a necklace. So it's super easy to work with. Let's see what other gems has he brought in. Why, he's put together these fantastic little, oh wait, this is two things. Sorry, I'm gilding the lily. There we go. How's that for a fun evil eye hanging? I love that. It's a great wind chime. And this one, I've got to be honest, I would use this as a wall hanging or like a wind chime hanging, even though it doesn't make noise. But it's technically a necklace. Okay. So you could, yes, wear this giant thing. Which maybe at a con, because it would be fun. But other things he's been coming up with, we do have his clay runes and some of his resin runes, but he recently started making witches runes. Now, the nice thing about witches runes is that's the whole set. I can hold them in my hand. And if you're not familiar, this is what they look like. They have different designs in them. And each one, of course, means something. They do come with a little guide. And as it happens, almost like it was fate, because I just poured them in my hand. The sun I just showed you is success, vitality, clarity, sudden breakthroughs, kind of what you think the sun would be. Mm-hmm. And that three-petaled piece, romance. And it means, of course, love, emotional connection, relationships, and family. And they each have a little explainer. By the way, that's just the core meaning. There's also the symbol and the message. So I just read you the little bit in the middle there, right above my thumb. So you can really dive in with the set alone because of those explainer cards. I think they're just delightful. This set in the velvet bag, or the velveteen bag, technically $20. We've got one in this cute wicker basket, but it is $25 because of the cute wicker basket. The other thing I have to show you from him is a new wand. Now, his wands, he makes the boxes. These are $125 wands. This one's obviously dragon themed. Inside the box, you will find that there is a little gemstone vial. You're just seeing the little top of the cork of that bottle. You can see a little better there. It is filled with little gemstones to help you keep this wand charged. And this is the wand with a dragon.
That's cool.
Isn't that a cool wand? I think he does great work on these. Those are probably his pride and joy, the most fun he has. Now, in addition to that, we have yarn dolls, we have puppets, we have his spirit balls, we have all kinds of fun stuff from him to come and check out. But his stuff is fantastic. I have one other maker before we get to your fabulous things, which is this new zine, which I am loving. This is Liber Lepus. And these folks have done a lot of online stuff, and they have also done this print publication. They've done it in black and white before. This is the first time it's actually been in color. They have they got Carol to do voiceover work for some of their online presentation stuff. When I tell you they're deeply into the chaos magic and they understand it and they cover it well, this is a fun zine. Grab it while you can. We only have 4 copies. They're $15. And we'll see what they want to do when these run out. But it's fantastic. I totally recommend. They came in. They're adorable. I'm hoping we can get them in for an interview soon for you guys so you can meet this crew. Liber Lepus, so wonderful zine. Which brings me to Darkmoon Dragonfeathers, which is you.
Yes.
Yay.
It is.
Well, first things first, and I know I've asked before, but I bet you didn't see it or don't remember. Why Darkmoon Dragonfeathers?
Well, so probably 20 years ago, it used to be Dragon Feather Creations.
Okay.
And so that was a whole other, feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, I want to keep the dragon feathers or, dragons in there because I love dragons. And so I thought, okay, so Darkmoon Dragon is a good thing.
And it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Darkmoon Dragonfeathers that makes, among other things, these fabulous talc-free powders. And you've got 5 types, right?
Yeah.
So there is a protection powder. I'm going to run through them and then we'll talk about them. There is a banishing powder. There is, just in case the protection powder was good, but you wanted a slightly different angle, for Thieves protection powder. A sigil powder for your magical working, just to reinforce what you're doing with sigils. And just your basic protective eggshell powder. The base for these, essentially. So tell me about your fabulous powders. I'm going to put them over here so you can grab them and talk about them when you want.
Well, sometimes we just need a little bit of oomph.
Yeah.
And I think that these definitely would give you that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right? And so they were put together on the dark of the moon, new moon,
Cool.
and you just, bottle them up and everything and stir them the right way and all that kind of thing. And so when we work with powders, right, and I want to do the disclaimer, you do not want to inhale these because it's really not anything you want to breathe. And so it's kind of like making sure that you're not going to like breathe on it and it's up into your face, or, drop it on the floor and your cat snuff it up, which my little kitty was like, oh, what's happening in here? And I'm like, get out of the kitchen. And so, because you take them just a little, you can use it with your fingers, but then wash your hands. Or like if you have like a little tiny spoon and just kind of take whatever, like we can say a banishing powder or a sigil powder. It's like you just sprinkle it around on the space that you're working, or on sigils after you draw them on there and the ink is still wet. We'll
talk about it in a minute.
You can take and sprinkle that powder, and that will infuse with the inks, and then it just makes it even more powerful.
Yeah.
And because salt is something that we don't need in our environment, that's where the eggshell powder comes in.
Yeah.
It's like that's something that helps to create a circle.
Yeah. And it's going to, if you're doing it, especially if you're doing it outside, you're going to feed the earth.
Yes.
Rather than salt the earth.
Yes,
which,
exactly.
Makes it unhealthy for most plants to grow in.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's, I mean, the sigil powders are pretty powerful, and it's just kind of something you can take and, rub on your candles and stuff like that. And,
just enhances another layer to enhance your work, right?
Yeah. Yes. And you could even put it at your doorstep if you had to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there are people who will do a circle with the eggshell powder even inside, but they're going to vacuum it up later. That's usually how you do it. Because by the time you're done with the ritual, the powder has done its job. It's done its work at that point. So you don't actually need to leave it ever. Nobody traditionally would do that. They would sweep it up. And in the time of rugs and vacuums, I guess vacuum it up would be the best way to go about that. So yeah, this is something that I have used eggshell powder in rituals. I've even taken this kind of eggshell powder, even with these things in them, and added a little bit of moisture to them. It's varied what I've added, so I'm not going to go into the recipe now. And essentially made chalk that I can draw with. Make magical chalk out of them as well.
Or even your oils, whatever kind of oils you're using in your ritual.
Yep, mix that in together, really combine them ahead of time, which gives you more time to like work on the magic of them and add your own energy and willpower to it and whatever you're calling in to work for you. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So I love magical powders. I think they're super effective.
Yeah.
And if we talked about if you're going to draw a sigil, you're going to want some cool ink to go with that. So 4 of her famous inks are here, restocked. We've got like 3 lonely little bottles out there, and I think they're all these. They're in this collection, but we've got Dragon's Blood, and I love that you do this. That's what the ink will look like. That little tag shows you what the ink will actually look like.
And because it's settled to the bottom, right? There's like a layer of stuff, and it's like taking and swirling that jar and getting it to mix up and putting your intent into it. And you can always take and use like a chopstick or something and get in there and get it kind of dug off the bottom, because it does settle out, and that's just a natural process.
But then it's all swirly.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, so the dragon's blood, the butterfly's blood, the owl's blood, and the rabbit's blood, and there's no blood in them. It's not a biohazard that way.
No animals were harmed.
No animals were harmed. Yes.
It's a very old tradition. To name these things, these plant products, after animals that you want to associate them with magically.
Yes. And so it's like they all work just a little bit differently, but they can be interchangeable. Like if you realize that you're, oh shoot, I don't have any owl's blood left, but I have one of the other ones, then you can use that. It's about putting your intent into your magic.
Yeah. But this one is the owl's blood is going to be best suited for when you're kind of confused and you can't see your way through an issue, and you want to basically see like the owls do through the darkness.
Yeah.
This is your friend.
And what's really amazing about that is that working with those night creatures, you can see through the issue. You see on the other side of it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different intuition, and you see what's real. Yeah.
I think that helps things a lot.
It does, yes.
And then the butterfly blood is really more about just charms and spells. If you're going to write out a little charm or spell, this is a general good ink to turn to.
Yeah.
With its lovely golden hue, that bright yellow. And even when it's dry, it'll be a little glittery because there's some mica in here. Is there not? Yeah. So there'll be there's a little zhuzh all the way through.
I think it just kind of adds a little bit of magic to it. It's like not, the mica doesn't do anything, but it's like it makes it pretty,
And pretty matters. Right?
Yeah,
Art matters.
Yes.
This one needs the most shaking of all. I can't quite get this one. I would have to stir, I think. But this is the rabbit's blood. And think about the magic of rabbits. It's about fertility, whether we're talking about kids or other kinds of fertility. If you need new ideas, you need to, be creative in life. Rabbit's blood your ink, right? It's this charming blue. Absolutely love this one. And then, of course, the famous Dragon's Blood ink. Everybody loves a Dragon's Blood ink. It's just like adding lots of energy to whatever you're doing. It's just, I really want this.
Yeah.
So,
and that, it's like when you think about the animal itself and the properties that animal has.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I kind of work things in my own practice. But they definitely can be interchanged. And, combining the two with the powders and the inks and your pen and paper, it's like, it's kind of layering and building up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the one thing with the inks, you do not want to put them into a fountain pen because they will clog it, and then you'll be really mad.
Yeah.
Use a Q-tip, use a stick, use a
dip pen,
dip pen,
straight dip pen with nothing to fill in it.
Yeah, you can use a brush.
Yeah,
but you need to wash your brush when you're done.
I've used a Q-tip, and I find the Q-tip really useful for these inks personally.
Or like a toothpick.
Yeah,
anything like that would work
for really fine stuff.
Yeah,
and this is not just. I mean, yes, if you're doing a charm or a spell, you might be writing something out. Dip, write a word, dip, write a word, but you also might express yourself artistically as well. If you're more of a visual thinker, you might not write words to a spell. That might not be how your brain works. And these are so pretty that grabbing like a Q-tip and a toothpick so you can do thick and fine lines, perhaps you draw your intention, and that might take more than one of these. So let's say it is about new ideas and new creativity, but you really need them to come fast. So now you're working with this beautiful sort of orangey color and this beautiful blue color. Maybe you want to layer in more of those colors to different degrees, depending on how much you want the help of that animal spirit. You might end up using all of them in a beautiful little art piece that you can stick up that keeps you focused on your intent as this magic is unfolding and doing its work for you.
They can also be added to, to like anoint your candles that you're using too.
That's a
or like you're drawing in whatever it is that you're putting on your candle, and you can just use that ink to once again add another layer.
Yeah. And that's what all of this is about. It's, do I have the capacity, the time, the resources to just add that extra little piece? Do I want to add that little extra piece? And these are two great, nice pieces you can tack on to the magic you're already doing. And it might also be that you've done a spell and it's gotten you part of the way there, but you think you should repeat the spell, but now you're going to grab a powder so that when you write it out this time, the powder is going to go over it, or you're going to do it in the ink and then put the powder on it. Because it got you part of the way there. It is working. You just want a little more. Repeat the magic work. There's nothing wrong with doing a spell again. And then add another layer onto it. These are great layers. Super easy. And we've had some people who are real fans of your protection powder. I mean, hardcore fans of that powder. So for now, we've got 4 of each of the powders coming in. We've got 3 of each of the inks coming in. We're going to get that, see if we can get that process today, hopefully out today. Cross your fingers. Because why? Because we're still doing Daryl's stuff. We're almost done. We're almost done getting Daryl's stuff in the system. There were a lot of new products to set up for him. And not everything is online yet because the pictures aren't put in our system yet. So as the pictures go in the system, you'll see them come up online. You'll be able to find his stuff. And I created a new category online for local artisans. So if you click on that, you'll be given the choices of the different artists that are featured there, and your stuff will go there if it's not already. And Daryl's stuff should be going there, but I did not enter the stuff, so I can't promise that happened. That might take a minute. It will also be scattered where it belongs categorically. So you'll find this under ritual tools. And you'll find Daryl's kind of honestly all over the place.
That would make it really, that's more user-friendly to have like, oh, here's the artisans page, and then you just go to the person. Or the name of the business. Oh, that is really cool.
One or the other. So you'll find Darkmoon Dragonfeathers as an option in the artisans category of what we have to sell. Now we have a lot of categories because I like to say we're just easily bored here and we keep adding stuff to the store. But honestly, there are so many ways of getting to that spiritual place. There are so many ways of talking to whatever you think it is that helps us out in the universe, whether you call that God, goddess, ancestors, whatever you call how you work that energy. There's so many ways to get there. We want to give people as many tools as we can so that you can find the best way for you to get to those places and spaces for your own spirituality. And if that means you find a religion that expresses your spirituality for you well, that provides a nice structure for it, bonus points to you, I guess, but it's totally up to you. If you always, I do my magic in my little room and nobody gets to see it. I'm good with that too.
Well, I think, it's like, I think as we get older, I mean, I
Mhm.
can only speak from that point, right? That, you gather the tools for your practice. And, I'm super eclectic.
Mhm.
I've got I gather things from all over the place. And that's just becomes who you are.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way,
Nope.
which is really nice.
And what I like about that is that as you try these things on and you work these things out and you figure out what works for you, you gradually you acquire the bits and pieces that actually make sense to you. And they don't have to make sense to me. They don't have to make sense to Mary. They have to make sense to you.
Yeah.
That's all that matters in that equation. And if that means that you buy all of the ancient ceremonial tomes out there and all of Emrys Abner's work and all of his Solomonic Pentacles and all of the altar plates, go for it. I think that's wonderful. If you go with a very eclectic view or a very traditionalist view, if you want to be a druid, we are here for you. We love that about you. That is part of what makes you the amazing magical person that I always appreciate at the end of all of the videos. Which reminds me, if you're seeing this one, know that every other day of the week, I release a short 5-minute video. And we do shorts off of these as well. And we'll do shorts off of this conversation too. But Mondays are always about meditation because I love me and alliteration. Tuesdays are always about magic. Thursdays are always about herbs. Fridays are always about stones because I couldn't resist stoned on Friday. How do I not? Saturdays are always about divination. We're rounding up with another week or two. We will have gone through the figures in geomancy. If you've not gotten into geomancy, it's incredibly cool. And then we'll talk about, I've talked about one method of reading with geomancy, but we'll talk about a few other layouts. And then we'll move on to our next divination method. We've done tarot from a numerological perspective. We've done, I think I've done runes. I've done all kinds of stuff in this series at this point. And on Sundays, it's always about energy work, Reiki, polarity, sound wave therapy, singing bowls, anything along those lines tends to get talked about on Sunday. I try my best to keep it to 5 minutes. I work really hard to keep, I feel a lot. About 5 minutes. Occasionally it's a little shorter. It's almost always a little longer than 5 minutes, and then you'll see the shorts floating around. So come check everything out. But
you have a YouTube channel too, right?
YouTube, and this right now is going out live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and 2 other things. Kick is one of them because I could add it. That's why it just goes out to Kick. And one other one that I'm not remembering off the top of my head.
TikTok?
No, that's the only one we don't do. And then I will post a little bit of text based on today's thing with a link to the YouTube video on Blue Sky, Threads, and a longer version on LinkedIn, especially for the 6 that are shorter. Wow. So we're everywhere, guys. Come find us. Come have some fun. Make some cool comments. You know how I feel about those things. I love those things. I love questions. I love comments. I love likes. I even love dislikes. Go ahead. I'm good with that. Come and grab this fabulous stuff. The powders, the inks, Daryl's wonderful stuff. Libra Lepus. $15. It is actually a good bargain. Do you know how much magazines cost these days? They're ridiculous. So I'm very happy with this one. Come get all the fun stuff. And if we have other stuff coming in, large book orders coming in, at least for the next 2 weeks, because you guys loved your books while I was going on my little mini getaway, my little long weekend. They did. They loved those books. You guys bought more than twice the number we normally sell. So a couple of weeks, we're going to be catching up. It's going to be fun opening those boxes and new releases. And let me know. Leave a comment if you're watching this on the replay. There's a series of books on the chakras I'm interested in bringing in, but I'm not sure you guys want that fine a detail on that subject. So let me know. If you vote yes on that, it will make a difference as to whether and how soon I get those 7 books in. Yep, it's a root chakra book. It's a sacral chakra book. One for every single chakra. So come, have some fun. She'll be here later. Why? We have class at 6 when the store closes.
So that the herb class,
Mm.
if you're thinking about doing the herb class, do it. It is comprehensive. I mean, I've studied herbs for, I don't know how long it's been, since like 1984, which is a long time ago. Or even probably a little bit before that. And it's like, this is so comprehensive.
Thank you.
It's like, and it makes my brain hurt because it's working on a different level of information, and it's amazing. So I'm really appreciative.
Thank you. I try to weave together traditional medicinal lore, folklore, psychology, and which is what my bachelor's of science is in. It's developmental psychology, and modern research and magical lore into a cohesive thought about each herb and about the processes of the body. So yeah, we'll spend time talking about, oh, did you see all the liver lines on that face? I'm going to talk to them like they get pissed off. Yes, I am. Versus all the kidney lines on the face. I'm like, you sound bad, but I'm going to treat you like you're actually scared. And it works so well. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're a nurse, you're my special friend in those classes because you come back from work to the class and you go, I can't believe how well that worked.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It is fun. Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of fun doing it. And I have a lot of fun like revamping it every year and having to look at it again and like, let's see if that research has advanced. And sometimes it does. Then I come in and well, I have to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's like, I think the Western medicine side is starting to see the validity.
Yeah.
I mean, our neighbors to the north, they've always had herbs as part of their protocol.
Yep.
But we here in the lower part of the states, or the continent, in the US, it's like we kind of like shied away from that.
Yeah.
And herbs are the basis of most medications.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where a lot of them are discovered. Yeah.
It's an amazing addition to just everyday.
Yeah.
Teas or concoctions or cooking or anything like that.
Just simple stuff.
Yeah.
And now the liver cytochrome research that's really been coming out in the last few years. I'm so psyched. And I don't go into it deeply in the classes, but I do talk about it. Like, if you can't take medication X because it doesn't work well for you or you have a bad reaction to it, there's a good chance you don't make enough of a particular liver cytochrome or liver enzyme to digest it well.
Yeah.
And if you can isolate which one that probably is, not only do you know more about the medications that are not that one that you can't take, but you know more about the herbs that never quite worked for you and you couldn't figure out why. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's this huge mishmash of old and new. I'll even go off about I have this lovely book that is a book about, it is not about herbalism. It is about ancient herbal books. It's about the books themselves.
Oh.
And I love it because you can clearly trace two schools of thought back to ancient Greece. Completely different schools of thought. And it explains so much to me about the magical attributes that went forward, because you sometimes see really conflicting old information about magical attributes of herbs. It's because there were two schools of thought. and the lineage of those ancient Greek texts was covered in this book. And it brings it down to the point where Culpeper could get his hands on it. So you could see which one he went with and why. If I look at, say, early American writings like by Blagraves, for example, and I might be butchering his name, but it is B-L-A Graves. So I say Blagraves. Maybe it's Blake Graves. I don't know. He's dead. The book that I held in my hands at the Medical Historical Library was everything was brown. The paper was brown, the ink was brown, and I held it like this, and it was still like flaking off bits. It was falling apart in my hands as gently as and by the way, this is a library you can't bring a pen into.
Yeah.
You can only bring a pencil into. They're very conscientious about how they store these books and who gets to touch them even, and how you can touch them. So fascinating stuff, though. I absolutely love it. Anyway, I can go on and on about herbs. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, well, they definitely help.
Yeah,
right.
They do. They're huge helpers. It's almost the universe inspires for us to be healthy if we would only pay attention.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
And there are these pieces that we can add on. Even if you have like a serious chronic disease, there are things you can do to make things better. even if you have, and this one's tricky, even if you have a chronic psychiatric disorder, there are things you can do that are not going to fix you, but they're going to make the medication that much more effective. They're going to make you more comfortable and happy with the process. It's sort of amazing how well what Solomon seal can do with multiple, it just astounds me. Like, it really is. I think like there must be some higher power in the universe that wants us to be happy. And when here are some tools, or the universe just conspires.
Well, and I think, as a segue, because we were talking about Reiki earlier, it's like that's another level, right? To help move things, move the energy, help things work better, help calm your mind and your body and to bring some kind of balance. That's definitely a way for people to tap into a different form of healing.
Yes, absolutely. And both of them layer together so nicely. And it used to be you'd see a study on Reiki, or you see a study on her, it'd be this one standalone study. You really couldn't trust it. It really wasn't big enough. It had too small a group. It wasn't double blind. It was single blind, whatever the problems and flaws were, low JDAD scores. The research keeps coming back again and again and strengthening the claims of the people who work with these modalities. When they're intelligent and reasonable claims, I do want to put a little, I've seen ridiculous things claimed that I think are insane, but.
And one of our major universities also teaches. They have a whole school of thought in that university and one of them is different modalities of healing. And Reiki is one of them.
And Reiki is one of them. Because the studies they come into my email inbox, the studies on the Reiki stuff. And they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. And it's amazing. The research really does keep strengthening how effective it can be. Even if you don't believe in it and someone's doing it to you with your consent. I think consent plays an important role. But it's absolutely astounding to me.
Well, it also comes back to intent.
Yes.
It's like if you're going to go get a treatment and work with someone on a regular basis or quarterly or however you want to do it. And it's like, if your intent is, I don't believe in this and I think this is a bunch of hooey, well, it's not going to work.
You will definitely diminish its effectiveness. Yes.
Exactly. You're blocking that. But if you go into it with an open mind and an open heart and you say, I'm going to reap from this what is there for me. It will work.
Well, and I always treat it like, be a skeptic when you're not in it. Even if you're a practitioner, be a skeptic when you're not in it. Be smart and change your perspective based on what you learn as you go through that process, as you look at other people's research, as you read. But when you're in it, it's like going to the movies or going to a play or going to a sporting event. Be in the experience. That I think will get you the best rewards for the effort you're putting out and that you're asking other people to put out.
Well, and as a society, we're instantaneous society, right? It's like, I'm going to open up the Instagram. And it's like instant book and instant, everything's right there. And that might not be how it works. It's much like magic. Much like working with the moon phases and spells and all that kind of thing. It takes time. It's still working a year later, 2 years later. And it's there. And that's exactly how Reiki works. It pushes through it. So, personally, personally, Reiki changed my life. I mean, it was like a light switch flipped on and off. And it was like, this is what's going to happen. And I was evidently open to it. And it definitely is a modality that, it's like when you are interested, the teacher will arrive. You will come into contact with that teacher.
Absolutely. And then from there, you just layer on what you need. And it's fantastic. I have to go open the store because I haven't seen the person working today who is a sub for the other Liz. Jamie will be with me today. I haven't heard her lurking in the background. So I think I have to run away and open the store. Oh, no. Thank you, though, for tuning in, for watching us on the replay.
Where is it? There it is.
Thank you so much for being your amazing, magical you. Everyone here loves that about you. Have an amazing week. I hope we get to see you here at the shop, online, here, or at the website soon.